Here's some things no one warned me about trucking or truck drivers, and I had to learn it on my own. And now I understand why drivers are tired. No one warned me that them waiting is harder than them driving. No one warned me that being on time does not mean they're getting loaded on time. No one warned me that one delay can ruin the whole day. No one warned me that a driver can be exhausted without moving at all. No one warned me that the clock keeps running even when nothing is happening. No one warned me that 5 more minutes actually means an hour, at minimum. No one warned me that doing everything right doesn't guarantee a smooth trip.
You drive 11 hours every day and you drive it continuously, you're going to get tired. Long hours, your eyes are going to hurt, your back's going to hurt, your body's going to hurt. And it takes getting your, I call them like your truck legs, like your sea legs, getting those legs up to be able to do something like it. So it is physically demanding. You think truck drivers don't do nothing? Yes, again, it is very, very mental draining. Driving in traffic, driving in snow, having to drive at night, sleep here, go sleep here. Tonight you're working third shift, tomorrow you're working second shift. These things like this can be very stressful, and that turns in, some people can't handle it. They can't handle that type of different routine.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Prime Pause. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscription button because today's video is going to affect everything you ship, everything you depend on. Now, let me ask you something real quick. Have you noticed deliveries taking longer, prices creeping up again, certain items randomly out of stock for no clear reason? Well, here's why. Truck drivers are quitting in record numbers and is sending shockwaves through the entire supply chain and the US economy. This isn't some distant industry problem. This is a frontline warning sign because when trucks stop moving, everything stops moving. In today's video, we're breaking down why truck drivers are walking away. That's really what's really behind the scenes in the trucking industry and why this could hit prices, jobs, and everyday life a lot harder than most people realize. And trust me, this situation is way more serious than it's reported. Let's start with the basics. The trucks industry moves roughly 70% of all goods in the United States: food, fuel, medicine, construction materials, retail inventory. If it arrives by land, the truck driver brought it. But right now, trucking companies across the country are facing severe driver shortage and turnover rates that would make most industry collapse overnight. Some trucking sectors see annual turnover rates over 90%. That means nearly the entire workforce circles out every single year. That's not normal. That's not sustainable. And it's getting worse. So why are drivers walking away? It's not because they are lazy. It's not because they don't want to work. It's because the job has become borderline unlivable. Let's break it down. First, pay. Despite what people think, many truck drivers are making great money, especially company drivers. After unpaid wait times, unpaid loading, and unpaid offloading, and weeks away from home, some drivers are earning less per hour warehouse than warehouse workers, and that's before expenses. Now, before we continue with this discussion, let's hear what the truckers have to say themselves, and then we'll come back to discuss this even further.
It's gonna come a time when you out here and you gonna be like, man, I'm done. I quit. I can't take no more. And that's the time where trucking defines you. You know, you see a lot of people out here, man, they glorify trucking. They making videos, it's fun, it's funny, but in all actuality, it's not all fun and games, man. You're gonna have times like today where I feel like I'm done, man. I just want to go home and be in my bed. I want to be asleep. Listen, I'm a human at the end of the day, and I do get fed up with trucking sometimes. I do feel like I want to quit sometimes, but do I quit? Nah. See, trucking, it got a weird cloud over it, right? You got people out here laughing, they joking. They never show you these times where they out here and they stomach hurt. They got a stomach virus. Yesterday was one of the worst. Well, these last 5 days has been one of the worst ever for me, man. From San Diego to New Jersey, I went through everything but an accident. I went through stomach virus. I went through bad weather. I went through some technical issues with the semi. Family issues, everything, family drama. Are you ready for that? Are you really ready for that? Or you just want to put up TikTok videos and content like, you know, faking the funk, like this ain't what it is? Because this is what it is. Sometimes, yeah, you want to quit. You know? That's why I say trucking is a lifestyle. Every day is something, whether it's good or whether it's bad. Are you really ready? That's what you got to ask yourself.
Truck drivers not going to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you, why do most truck drivers quit within their first year? I used to think truck driving was like the easiest thing before I started driving trucks, until I actually started driving a truck and I realized it ain't that easy. So let's talk about it. Reason number one they quit, literally, is because it's dangerous. I'm not going to lie, bro. Truck driving can be one of the most dangerous careers out here. I'm not going to lie. People make it seem like it's not. But this could be a dangerous career depending on what field you're in. And honestly, not even what field, but just anything with driving trucks. You gotta watch out for cars, you gotta watch out for pedestrians, you gotta watch out for other truck drivers, you gotta watch out for people in general, you gotta watch out for highways, you gotta watch out for the roads. The tires might blow out on you, you could tip over, the load shifts, and next thing you know, you're sliding. If the bad weather, it's so many dangerous things that could be lost when it comes to driving trucks, or if you're not getting enough sleep. So it's so much stuff that can happen while being on this road, and we don't talk about it, but it could be a dangerous career, guys, so definitely take that shit very serious. Reason number two, your health. Listen, man, when it comes to driving trucks, I'm not gonna lie, like, your health is definitely one of those things where being out here, it can be hard to keep a balance of making sure you stay healthy while at the same time maintaining driving a truck as a career. Because one time you already gotta sit for long hours, bro, and that's already unhealthy. Just sitting in your body for long hours like that, it is not common for most people to do. To be honest, it's not the best thing to do either. Doing this driving stuff, man, it could be the one thing that either makes you a lot of money or the one thing that kills you very early. So just make sure you're not always eating all the greasiness, all the fast food, all that. Man, watch yourself when you're out here. Try to eat healthy when you can. Eat fruit, eat better stuff. Just don't do too much while out here. Make sure you get the proper rest that you can get, and just don't overdo it. That's all. Number three, I'm definitely gonna say just being lonely. You can be lonely out here on this road, man. Like, this is one of those jobs where being a solo driver could be one of the most loneliest careers. Always on the road, constantly trying to, mainly you're gonna be doing a lot of phone calls. And if you're not ready for a lot of phone calls, bro, that is gonna make it hard for you. And understanding how to adapt to this lifestyle, being inside a cubicle thing that you drive all day and eat and you go out, it's not doing too much, man. This could be a lonely career. So definitely just think about this stuff and make sure that you're able to at least have someone you can talk to, because a lot of drivers need somebody to talk to. This can be a lonely career, so make sure you're ready for it. That's it.
Because they're a big carrier, you're not seen as a driver. So rather than being a driver, you a number.
Yeah.
Almost like an inmate.
Yeah. So it's
and it's like your cell, you know?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did y'all know that 50% of truck drivers quit in their first year? And then 90% of those 50% drivers quit before 6 months? And y'all know why that is? Do y'all really know why? It's because they get into the industry thinking that driving a truck is easy. And that's all you're doing is driving, making money, seeing the world, traveling. No, that's not what trucking is. Trucking is emptiness, it's quietness, it can be peace, it could be your best friend, it could be your worst enemy at times. But you have to be built for this. It's not something that anybody can just do. It's not easy. You gotta be willing to sacrifice. And the sacrifice is gonna be different things, birthdays, holidays, Christmases, whatever. But you gotta have a plan and you gotta know why you're in it to begin with.
While being over the road, I gained 6 months of experience. And during that time, it made me recognize that I didn't want to do that job. Is it a good career? It depends. It's definitely not for everybody. But it took a lot out of me to get to that 6 month mark. Me being over the road made me realize how important my body and my mental health is. Cause like 2-3 months into over the road, all that declined. Before trucking, I was a person that stayed physically fit and mental health was important to me. I would meditate, journal, stuff like that. Not having the time to do that over the road and constantly staring at that road was killing me. I'm not gonna lie. You really gotta be headstrong to be out there over the road. It also made me realize how important time and location freedom is to me. The fact that I had dispatch control of my life, telling me where I need to go by a certain time, I didn't like that. That's why I took the opportunity while I'm young to pursue a career where I can have that time, location freedom, and also a life balance. Because these are things that are important to me. If you decide to be a truck driver, you need to dedicate your life to truck driving. Your truck is going to be your new home. Unless you do local, but even if you do local, I heard a lot of these guys working 14-hour days, so it's the same concept. With all that being said, I quit truck driving for time, location freedom, my mental health, my physical health. Overall, just wasn't the direction I wanted to go in life.
Now, moving forward to the second one, which is brutal schedules. We're talking 60 to 70 hours a week, sleeping in trucks, missing birthdays, holidays, and entire chunks of family life. You're not paid for your time, you're not paid for miles, and if these wheels aren't turning, neither is your paycheck. Third, rising fuel and maintenance costs. For owner operations, fuel prices, insurance and truck repairs, and loan payments are crushing merchants. Some drivers are literally paying to work. Fourth, company pressure and surveillance. Electronic logging devices track every minute. Dispatch pushes realistic deadlines, miss one delivery window, and penalties stack up. Drivers are treated less like professionals and more like liabilities. So people are doing the math and deciding it's not worth it anymore. Here's where it gets worse. Older drivers are retiring, younger workers don't want the job, and can you blame them? Weeks away from home, high stress, low work-life balance, and an industry that burns people out fast. The average age of truck drivers keeps climbing, and there's no replacement pipeline strong enough to fill the gap. Training programs exist, sure, but many new drivers quit within the first year. That tells you everything you need to know. This is where the ripple effect starts. When there aren't enough drivers, deliveries slow down, shipping costs increase, inventories become unreliable, prices go up. That's free shipping culture that disappears fast. Retailers pay more to move goods, manufacturers delay production, grocery stores struggle with consistency, and eventually those costs land right on you. Truck driver shortage don't show up as one big collapse, they show up as constant friction. High prices, empty shelves, long waits, death by 1,000 delays. Let's be clear, the supply chain never fully recovered from the last few years. Ports are still congested, warehouses are unstaffed, rail transport is limited. Trucking was the flexible backbone holding it together. Now that backbone is cracking. If trucking slows down significantly, there is no quick replacement. Trains don't go anywhere, ships don't deliver to stores, drones aren't saving anyone anytime soon. It's trucks or nothing. This isn't just a trucking issue. If goods don't move, businesses suffer. That means warehouses, layoffs, retail jobs cuts, manufacturing slowdowns, construction delays. Entire local economy depends on freight movement. When truckers weakens, job losses don't stay isolated, they spread. And the scary part, this all happens quietly before most people realize what's going on. The trucking industry has been warning about this for years. Better pay, better conditions, better scheduling. Instead, pressure increased. Now drivers are voting with their faith. And once enough of them leave, rebuilding that workforce won't be easy. You can't just flip a switch and replace experienced drivers overnight. So where does this go? If the conditions don't improve, prices keep rising, deliveries become less reliable, smaller trucking companies fail, mega carriers consolidate power, and drivers they will keep living. The economy doesn't collapse all at once, it fries. And trucking is one of the biggest threads holding it together. So now I want you to hear from this. Have you noticed delays on shortage where you live? Do you think truck drivers are being pushed too far, or is this just how the economy works now? And what happens if the people who move everything finally decide they had enough? Don't forget to drop your thoughts on this, and I'll be in the comment section to read everything you have to say, and then we'll discuss this better. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.